Good evening, everyone. I think I'm a little early. Let me just check YouTube. It's okay. We are live. Um, check. Okay, we are live. It always takes me a few minutes to get everything up and running and working and remembering to share sound. Where is share sound? Okay. Last week, I forgot to share sound until we were actually meditating. And this week, I can't even find share sound. That's not good. Let me turn the music up and see if you can hear it on YouTube. Share sound until actually meditating. This week, I can't find share sound. Turn that up and see if you can. Okay, I just figured it out. You have to do a share screen in order to share sound. Okay, yeah, you'd think this was my first time doing this. Too many buttons, too much going on right now. As you may or may not know, every Friday I release a discussion that Jaja Tudos and I have on Facebook Live on Tuesdays. And the one that's going live tomorrow is the one we did this week, Tuesday. And it was on, do you become offended? Now, there's a lot of people that are getting offended these days and have been for several years now. And personally, I consider that an emotional issue you need to deal with. That's not healthy. Excuse me. This week, in fact, yesterday, I had to take one of my dogs to the vet to get one of his Bordetella vaccines. And absolute chaos broke out. I was at one end of the lobby checking out, waiting to check out. There was only one person working, and a couple of women walked in with, I think they had at least 3 huge dogs. Huge, we're talking, maybe 85 pounds. I think the small one might have been 65 and the big one might have been over 100. Big dogs. And they were not well trained. I'm sorry, if you're going to have a dog, any dog, it needs to be trained. But if it's a big dog, it really needs to be well trained because they can do a lot of damage. Well, then a guy walks in and he has a big dog. So now we have 4 big dogs. And when you have that many strangers and big dogs, of course, a fight breaks out. So the poor lady working the back has to grab the man that came in and his dog and get him out of there, get him out of the lobby before it got nasty because one of the women could hardly even hold on to her dog. So I'm just watching all this and I'm standing there probably 15 minutes waiting to check out. Finally, the receptionist comes back. She looks at me and realizes I've been standing there all that time waiting. And she comes over and I give her my credit card. And she comes back and she says, she processed it and came back and said, you are so calm. And she said it like 3 times. And I okay, I'm just me. I wasn't doing anything different. I was just thinking, she's really disorganized. She thought I was calm. So I thought tonight we would talk about, do you get offended? And if so, what offends you and why? And why haven't you healed it? Because other people's issues aren't yours. You need clear boundaries. If someone wants to be an ass, they're an ass. That's them, not you. Why take it on? One of the examples I brought up in the talk with Jaja was this woman I heard about that went into Michael's, I think it was, and was offended because they sold cotton balls. Well, if you do crafts, a lot of time you use cotton balls, but she was offended. I mean, that's just over the top stupidity. So if you have offenses or you're easily offended, I would like to suggest you need to work on those. You need to heal yourself. And that's not a judgment call. That's just an observation. Did I ever get offended? I'm not that easy to offend. I'm sure when I was younger, a lot of things used to bother me, but I've done a lot of work on myself. Today, not too much bothers me anymore. Even driving used to drive me crazy, and now I drive all the time and I don't go crazy. So, of course, I'm old. I have a lot of time to work on stuff. So I thought for tonight's meditation, we would go to Divine Source again, or whatever you want to call Divine Source, Creator, Source, Great Spirit, whatever words you use. Just change my words to fit what you like to call it. It, no gender, right? He, she, it. And ask if there's anything you need to work on. And if so, what process? You know, do you need a coach? Do you need a healer? Can you do it yourself? Can you do it in a meditation? Can you just ask for a healing? Whatever it is, you just ask. And just remember, meditation is when we listen. That's when the information comes in. So we're going to ask for help. And if you think you don't need help in any area of your life, I don't know why you're listening to this and you're delusional. So get help with that. I don't care who we are. We all have something we can work on. So if you don't get easily offended, work on something else. It's up to you what you work on. But I'm just going to suggest, if you are easily offended, and there's so many people these days that get offended. I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Twitter for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's very entertaining. People get so worked up. and and sometimes people need a prayer. They ask for help, and so I give them a prayer and a blessing. So if you're not easily offended and you like the entertainment value, Twitter's your place. So without further ado, let me just do a share screen. And now I could probably share sound, yeah? Share sound, okay. So let's get started. So as you know, I use binaural beats, and that is better with a headset, or like I have stereo speakers. So go ahead and get your headset, and you can sit, stand, walk, or lay down. So you need to decide what's comfortable for you. Sitting is what I recommend most of the time. If you just can't sit, then stand. And if you don't want to stand, then just walk slowly and purposefully in a circle so that you can still hear the music. And if you want to lay down, put something under your knees and under your head so you're comfortable. But don't do that if you're tired, because you'll just fall asleep. Okay, so if you're ready, as you know, I say go into your inner space. So that means to start relaxing yourself, ground yourself, and just see yourself clear of all negative energy, all negative thoughts. And I'll turn on the music and we'll get started. So go ahead into your inner space. Just allow yourself to relax, starting at your toes and working your way up to the torso, including your arms and hands, and your whole body should now be relaxed. And just let go of all negative thoughts, worries, concerns. They'll be there later for you to come back to. So what we're going to do today is connect directly with Divine Source, or Infinite Creator, or Great Spirit, or whatever you call your higher self, your solar angel, whatever it is. Just go ahead and connect now. Just feel that energy in your crown chakra. And set the intention of your meditation. The intention is you would like to know, do you get offended? If so, why? And how can you fix that? And if you don't get offended, then what issue do you need to work on? And what's the best thing for you to do to heal that aspect of yourself, whether it's mental, emotional, or physical? So go ahead and connect, set that intention, and then we're just going to listen for the answers that we get. Okay, we're going to slowly start coming back. Just kind of think about what you were told, go over it in your mind, and start moving your fingers and your toes. And be sure to thank whoever you talk to, your divine self, your higher self, your solar angel, infinite creator, whoever it was. Be sure to thank them. And just come on back into the room. Come back slowly. Coming back too fast is not healthy. Just stop share. There we go. So just come on back. And I always like to remind people to consider writing in a journal. After you meditate, it's always good to make a note of anything that happened, any messages you got, whatever experience you had. Even if it was no experience at all, you just quieted your mind and just sat there for a while. It happens. That's okay. All meditations aren't these awesome, incredible, blissful experiences. We do get those on occasion, and those are very nice. So appreciate it when you do, and when you don't, that's okay. That's, you got whatever you needed to get. So if you have any particular requests, be sure to put those in the comments below. And remember, we have an app, the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy app. So if you go to dancingbearenlightenmentacademy.com, it tells you all about what we do, and there's a link for downloading the app. And if you don't have a smartphone, if you go to dancingbearenlightenmentacademy.app, you'll get the web version. So we have a web version. It's not fully functional. My understanding is it won't be fully functional until 2024. But at least it does have some of the content from the app. The app is free. If you subscribe, it opens up even more content for you, and that content is free, and the subscription is free. Eventually, I may have a subscription where you charge, but right now, too many people are having too many challenges, so I have enough food on the table and I have a roof over my head, so I'm doing all of this at no cost. I'm just sending it out. Whatever you need, let me know. And may you have many blessings and be safe and your family safe. And if you would be kind enough to subscribe to the channel and take click on the notification bell, that helps us a lot to get more subscribers. This also goes out as a podcast on a number of different channels. I don't even know how to subscribe to some of the channels. But they've requested that the podcast go out there. So these meditations are on a lot of places. So thank you for coming and listening. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.